Hello, and thank you for being here today. I'd like to start by introducing myself. My name is Roger Stevens. Um, I know many of you have heard about the rumors going around that I'll be accepting the Vice President of Sales position. These rumors are correct, and my first order of business is going to be increasing the sales presence in Europe, specifically Hungary. We've brought together a group of our top sales reps, and we're planning to send them over there to really gain some momentum for our company. I want to go through several topics of the differences between how Hungarians conduct business and how versus how the U.S. conducts business. Hungary is a centralized point in Europe, thus the reason for us focusing on that area. And there are many different ways in which Hungarians conduct their business and create business relationships. The majority of these practices differ from how business is conducted here in the U.S., thus the reason for us going over them today. The key principles Hungarians focus on when conducting business include building strong relationships, using verbal communication, and being extremely thorough with their research and decision making. Having a working knowledge of these concepts will greatly increase your chance for success while you're over there, which we all want. It's best to start with some basic knowledge of Hungary. We don't want you looking unprepared when you get there. Knowing these facts will help you build personal relationships as well as making your visit as comfortable as possible. Hungary is located between Slovakia to the north, Romania to the east, Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia to the south, and Austria to the west. I've attached you guys have pamphlets that you're supposed to review on the flight over there that I created. I put a map in there of Europe. Familiarize yourself with your location and what's around you, your surroundings. The temperature there, the average temperature is going to be around 50 degrees, but they have really hot and dry summers and cold and wet winters. So dress accordingly, bring a few different outfits, and don't be caught unprepared. Budapest is the largest city there, and that's where you'll be flying into, and it's going to be our focus while we're in Hungary. Once you're there, you're going to use public transportation to get around. They got a great public transportation system with trains and buses and that sort of thing, so that's how you'll be expected to get around. Hungary joined the European Union in 2004, so there's a very strong emphasis on tightening up restrictions on water pollution, air pollution, waste management, and corruption. These are great for us. We don't want to be in business with companies that don't care significantly about these effects on our environment. The languages that are spoken over there mostly be English and German. However, there is a little bit of Hungarian. So once again, in your pamphlets, I put some basic Hungarian words and their translations on there. So just familiarize yourself with that, and I think it'll make you look good to some of our future partners over there. Developing strong personal relationships are going to be something that's highly valued with the Hungarians, and that needs to be your main focus, and the main reason for you going over there is to work on developing strong personal relationships. They take a lot of pride in their business partners being friends as well as co-workers, and so practicing up on your direct contact is going to be crucial. That's not very prevalent here in the U.S. I know a lot of times we count on email or faxes or social media, that sort of thing, to conduct a lot of business, but over there they prefer the in-person communication method. When you get there, first impressions are huge. Strong handshake with everyone, whether it's a manager or the janitor, whoever it may be. Strong handshakes, look them in the eye when you shake their hand. And be prepared with a little small talk, whether that's about your trip there or sporting event going on in Hungary right now, or good restaurants, food, that sort of thing. Some other topics that you can discuss are going to be their economy, their culture, their history, or family. But just like here in the U.S., do not bring up religion, politics, minorities, salaries, or the cost of living. Those align with business etiquette here in the U.S. You just don't talk about that stuff. Bring a gift can be another great way to break the ice. You get the company credit card, stop by the ABC store here in the U.S. and get a nice fine bottle of liquor, or grab some stuff from the office here, whether it's pens or paper or anything like that with our company name. You can take that as well. Also, if it's around lunchtime, food's always a great way to charm some people. Stop by one of the local restaurants and grab lunch for everybody. And put it on the company card. A small investment for what we think is going to be a great future and a great partnership. Using verbal communication is going to be the preferred method for business discussions. Once again, we talked about the strong handshakes, the eye contact. Keep in mind, 81% of Hungarians have the equivalent of a high school diploma. So you can keep in mind that the people you're going to be talking to are most likely going to be educated, and make sure the conversation, make sure you are not talking down to them. These are educated people, and speak to them as such. Once again, I put some language in your pamphlets that you should review, some basic Hungarian words that you should know the translations to, things like hello, goodbye, good evening, good afternoon, my name is so-and-so, thank you, I don't speak Hungarian. That's all in your pamphlet. Review it on the flight. Dress code is another important part of verbal communication. It aligns very much so with what we do here in the U.S. Suit and tie is required, and that shouldn't surprise anybody. Before leaving for your trip, you need to plan accordingly and in writing send to your host to make sure it's very clear exactly what's expected of you and of them upon your arrival. Make sure it's in writing so there's no miscommunication or anything lost in translation. In this document, you need to have several things that are very important. All the expected attendees need to be in writing. If you're expected to make a decision at these meetings, make sure there's a manager involved. The hierarchy there is valued, and only managers will be making the decisions. Do you need a translator? You need to find out if the business meeting is going to be discussed in English or German or Hungarian, and act accordingly. The expected start time and finish time need to be in writing too. However, Hungarians are known to stay and work late, so if they do, you're expected to as well. If they're in the middle of a business deal or business discussion and 5 o'clock rolls around, nobody is leaving, and you might be there till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, so plan accordingly. Once that day has arrived for the actual meeting, make sure to be 15 minutes early. Once again, that goes with how we are supposed to do things here in the U.S., but having worked with the sales team before in the past, showing up on time can be a little bit of an issue. Budapest, the traffic there is awful. Make sure you're 15 minutes early and leave. Give yourself plenty of time to get there. Hungarians take a lot of pride in being on time and working late, so you don't want to start off on the wrong foot by showing up late. Keep in mind that meetings are for primarily research and personal relationship building. A lot of decisions do not get made in these business meetings, and so you're going to be required to follow up with phone calls, follow up with more visits. This is not something that's going to be done quickly. They're known for being very thorough with their decision making, and so this is not something that's going to be done very quick. On that note, make sure you're extremely well prepared with the information that you're going to be going over. You can expect a ton of questions coming at you, and they expect quick answers and correct answers. So you cannot be too well prepared with the material. Make sure you know it front to back, and make sure that you can answer any possible questions that come your way. Lastly, the Hungarians enjoy bargaining and negotiating. So if there comes a point where there's financial implications or that sort of discussion gets going, make sure to leave yourself room for negotiating. The last thing you want to do is get over there and have these guys negotiate with you and you lose. So without offending anybody, make sure that you set the initial price high enough to give yourself room to come down on, or else you're going to get worked over by these people and they won't think twice about it. So they're very good at negotiating, and you need to keep that in mind. Also, Hungarians might be a little bit rude or impolite when you first get discussions started, but once they build some trust in you and you've been working together for a while, they're going to warm up and they're going to take and make for a great partner for many years to come. So if at first it's a little bit cold, don't give up. Keep after it, and they will warm up to you, and I'm sure we'll have a great business partnership for many years to come. Good luck to you guys. I know you'll do a great job, and thank you very much for your time.